So apparently, the most educated in America are also the ones with the highest levels of debt. According to Jasmine Crockett and a couple of other Black individuals across platforms, believe that Black women are the most educated, and yet we are the ones with the highest levels of debt. And I don't find that to be a coincidence. It is quite fascinating and hilarious at the same time when you see conservative commentators or just people with common sense when they can draw the line between the two. It is quite interesting, and that's what we are going to talk about today. Welcome back to Archie's Briefings. I'm your host, Arshel Branch, and it's fascinating, you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's talk about the most educated with the highest debt in America. Let's go ahead and let's do that, shall we?
There is something that has been on my heart that I did want to discuss. Discipline is a huge part of being productive, being lucrative. I am not for anything that goes against true productivity, true sovereignty of the individual. The choices that we make are what's going to be up for judgment.
If you guys are enjoying the content here on the YouTube channel as well as the Rumble channel, be sure to head over to my website, archiefinancialbriefings.com, where if you subscribe today, you have access to all exclusive content, the op-eds written solely by me, as well as an exclusive audio podcast with my characters, Majel and Theo, where you will have full in-depth conversations regarding the economy as well as our financial circumstances as Americans. It's a serious conversation that needs to be had, and I think you're going to enjoy the content just as much as you enjoy it here. So be sure to head over to archiefinancialbriefings.com, subscribe today, and let me know how you feel about the content. I love it. I think you guys are going to love it too. Now let's get into the episode. All right, you guys. So now, as I said in the open, we are going to talk about the most educated, according to Jasmine Crockett and a few other Black women as well, who think that Black women are the most educated, yet we are the ones with the highest amount of debt. And they're just not drawing the conclusion, which is kind of frustrating. It's funny as well, but it's mostly frustrating because I don't know how many times we have to say this. The men have said this, white men, Black men, white women, Black women, even like myself, we're saying, hello, maybe we should pull back on how much money we take out because we so desperately want these degrees. We think it's going to better us. We think it's going to make us feel more respected because the most disrespected person in America is the Black woman. And so apparently these degrees are going to get you more respect in society. And I think that's how we got to the situation. It just seems to me that they don't understand that the less money you have in a capitalist society, the less power you have. If money is power and you have no money, you have no power. I mean, this is not a new concept. It's not new at all. I don't understand why people like Jasmine Crockett just don't understand that. If you have no money or very little, if you owe more than you own, you have very little access to your future as far as a good future. You have very little ownership, which is the goal in the United States. The dream is ownership. The nightmare is debt, which we just keep taking on because we so desperately want these degrees. If in a capitalist society, money is power and you have none, guess what? You have no power.
Whoever has the gold makes the rules.
And so, you guys, I want to start off with the Jasmine Crockett clip. Now, we've all seen this clip, right? This was a back and forth she had with Scott Jennings on CNN. We've all seen this clip, okay? It had absolutely nothing to do with the student loan problem, obviously, because this is months prior. This is like happened months ago. We've all seen it because it was absolutely hilarious, but it does have relevance to what we were discussing today. So before I go any further, let's go ahead and let's run that clip of Jasmine Crockett with Scott Jennings on CNN, shall we?
There was an article that just came out that said that actually the most educated demographic in this country right now is Black women.
The most educated. Again, it's a short clip. There's no reason to let this whole thing go on. But the most educated in America are Black women. Seriously? Seriously. Now, you guys, I don't understand how she was not able to put two and two together. If you just did the math, you would realize, most educated with the highest levels of debt, maybe there's something that we're doing that is deliberately putting us in this situation. Maybe it's something that we are doing as Black women, okay? That we are deciding to choose the degree over financial freedom, financial security, because we think the degree is what's going to get us respect and nothing else. The clip is very short, you guys, because I just want you to keep that in your mind as we go forward through this episode, okay? Remember, keep Jasmine Crockett in your head. The most educated in America is the Black woman, okay? Keep that in your head. Let me come out of this. All right, guys, so you saw that clip. Now, I said, what did I tell you to keep that in your head? So before I go any further, let me just tell you guys about this study from, let me just make sure I get this correct, the Education Data Initiative. I'm not going to pull up any charts, but I will put the link to the website for this particular study in the description box so that way you guys have that to your as a resource for you guys. But ultimately, what is it saying? That Black women are the ones with the highest amount of student loan debt. Now, as it relates to other debts, auto loans, credit cards, I'm convinced that Black women have the most debt in America, and just the student loan is a part of that. We see that the interest rates are higher than other demographics. The left will say it's because it's racist, as opposed to them just being higher risks. And it could be because of income, could be because the credit score is not where it needs to be, it could be because they're not getting additional help from their community, from their family, they're not putting down enough capital to assist in all of these things. There could be a number of reasons. I'm just not quick to say that it is racist, but I do think that we've decided as a community, as Black women, I'll say specifically, that the degree means more to us than anything else. And then when the bill comes due, which is coming May 5th, we are all surprised that you got to pay the bill back. You're shocked that you took out all this debt and you don't even know how to act after that.
I spent $40,000 and I have no place to live?
So you guys, this brings us to another clip I want to show you. Remember, keep in mind, the most educated in America are Black women. Keep that in mind. I'm going to show you a TikTok rant. This is one of the rants that really pissed me off because she's just going around calling everybody stupid. Now, remember, earlier, I think a couple of days ago, I did show you guys a couple of TikTok rants where one woman was upset with MAGA. She's mad at America First because apparently, according to her, MAGA and America First are responsible for why she's going to be suffering economic harm with paying back these student loans. That it's our fault, which is ridiculous. But there's another rant, okay? And this one I think is just far worse than the one I showed you last week. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to run that clip for you next because this was astounding as well as just plain stupid, but the most educated, right? Let's go ahead and let's run that next clip for you guys, shall we? All right, you guys. So this is a clip here. This young lady annoyed the crap out of me. I found her to be incredibly offensive as well as not very intelligent, which again plays right into the whole, the most educated, right? Okay. Let's go ahead and let's run it, shall we?
Really can't believe it's people in the comments of this student loan situation talking about this is how the world works. You borrow money, you pay it back. Shut your stupid ass up. A fucking school loan ain't the same as an auto loan or a home loan or a personal loan, you damn idiot. Black people.
Before I let her go on, we're the idiots, but the student loan is nothing like the auto loan. It's not something you're supposed to pay back. Woman, like I'm tempted to go, yo, what do you mean? But you're the most educated, right? Let's just talk about her hair. That hairstyle is not cheap. That could have cost her anywhere between $100 to $200. Ladies, get in the comment sections and let me know if you get these types of braids. I've gotten braids like this, okay? When I was younger, I've gotten braids like this, and that's not cheap, okay? If you know somebody who'll do it for you, they may give you a discount for like $80, which is a huge discount because that hairstyle right there, that was probably your student loan payment. You put your student loan payment on that hairstyle. But we're the crazy ones. We're stupid because we know that you got to take, when you take this money, when you borrow this money, you have to pay it back. I mean, the principle of borrowing is that you pay it back. I mean, come on. That's what that means. So we're not stupid, but you're the one with the degree, right? I don't have a college degree. She does, but she doesn't understand that when you borrow, you pay it back. Like that's what it means. Okay, let's let her go on.
Minorities especially had to go to school. We ain't left. We had to go to school. I had no choice but to go to damn school. And then when I went to school, it wasn't like I'm working for my damn self now. I'm making money for other people. And the money gets taxed. This shit is all going back into the hand. It's like a big ass circle. And y'all fail to realize that.
Okay. There's just so much to say about this woman. It's not like I'm making money for myself. I'm making money for other people. Do you get a salary? Then you are making money for yourself. You are making money. Okay. If you get a job and you're getting paid, that means you're making money. Okay. You may not be making money as a boss, as an entrepreneur, but you are getting a salary. So you are making money. That's the first thing. Again. Secondly, she uses a lot of profanity. You know, for a college degree, you should be using other vocabulary, okay? You guys, I don't come in front of this camera and cuss a bunch of times. Like, I don't do that. Sometimes you'll hear me say hell, damn, but I don't do that. And if I do, it's because I'm angry. Like, you guys know me well enough to know that if I come down here and I'm dropping F-bombs, S-bombs, it's because I'm angry or frustrated, okay? That's when you hear that. She's dropping a lot of these words, okay? And you got a college degree. I mean, can we find other vocabulary that isn't profanity and vulgarities, please? I mean, I don't have a college degree, but girl, I know what moral turpitude is. I know what pusillanimous is. Add a word to your vocabulary every year so you don't end up like this chick cussing up a storm. It's like, You got a college degree. Do you not have other words? Okay, that's the other thing here. And on top of that, for her to keep saying that we are stupid because we think you should pay this back, that your income is also taxed, but you also hate the president. Notice he's the one trying to get rid of the federal income tax on those who make less than $150,000. The most recent news is that he wants to cut taxes of those who make less than $200,000. I mean, that could lead to a class war. That's a whole other story, whole other episode. But the fact of the matter is, if that's the money that you're making, or you're making less than that, you can't stand the guy who is trying to make that the case. Let her finish.
The fucking credit score is made the fuck up. That's a made up money made the fuck up. This is a system. America is a system. I'm confused at how the hell y'all still don't realize this shit. Then on top of that, y'all ain't even willing to try to make reasonable payment plans. Y'all ain't even trying to do like $100 a month. Y'all want the whole shit. Y'all want $2,000 a month on a goddamn degree that people ain't even using. When I got out of school, I couldn't even use my degree right away. They wanted 100 years of experience. Like, what the y'all garnish my wages. I'm garnishing my damn job, period. I get energy siphoned daily, restraining myself from hopping through the computer and choking people out daily. And I've been doing this shit since I've been 16. I've been working in America since I've been 16 and ain't got too much shit to show for it other than the standard American properties.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, you guys. I don't think we got to play any more of her. This woman is ridiculous. She is ridiculous. You've been working since you were 16 years old, and no one told you to save your money. No one told you to, I don't know, put towards alternative education so you don't have all of the student loan debt. Of course not, because that's not how we were raised. It's not what we were taught, and that's not her fault. You know, that's something that I think all Americans have to go through, especially Black America. We were just not responsible with our money. We are taught to believe that debt is a tool, that it is a good resource. And understand something, you guys, because now that her frustration is wrong here. You're upset that you have to pay back money for a degree that you're not even used. You feel like this is a scam, okay? Your paychecks are going to be garnished by a lot because they don't want you to have to take too long to pay it off, which works out best for you. You have to be willing to sacrifice, take on extra jobs so you can maintain your cost of living while this debt gets paid off. Okay, that's just how this goes. You're upset because you're finally seeing the face of debt, the beast that it is. You thought this was a good thing. Okay, you thought this was a useful tool, when now you're realizing it's a monster, it's a beast that comes to rob you of your financial future. I'm going to come out of this because she's ridiculous. For a college educated Black woman, you spent your money on your hairstyle. You got nothing to show for how long you've been working. You can't stand the man who taxes your income. Let me come out of this, you guys. It's just ridiculous. I got to come out. I got to come out. Her face it's just triggering me. Let me come out of this now. Okay, guys. So as I said, the most educated is the Black woman. Yet they're the ones with the highest amount of debt. We choose the degree to get our respect rather than just choose to carry ourselves like ladies, rather than choose financial freedom. We believe that financial freedom is not enough. We believe we have to take on debt in order to gain the respect that we deserve, because we are the most disrespected community in America. The Black woman is the most disrespected in America. Therefore, I should be able to take up all this debt and not have to pay it back because we are the most disrespected. What? I mean, are you crazy? Debt is the most accessible product to every American over 18. So don't tell me that you didn't have a choice. You had a choice. You chose to sign your name on the dotted line. You chose to sign on that line. That's your fault. It's not just on you. It's on society at large. Parents, teachers, guidance counselors. This isn't that I don't understand your plight. You're absolutely right to be frustrated, to be angry, but you out here getting your hair done the way that she got it done. I mean, her hair was flawless. That wasn't cheap. That was not cheap, yo. You spend a good $100 to $200, but you asking for a $100 payment. Would you even pay it? You'd still be complaining, yo. She would still be complaining, even if the Department of Education said she got to pay $100 a month. It means, girl, you're not getting your nails done. You're not getting your hair done. That's what that means. And are you willing to do that? She'd still be complaining if the number was low.
Oh, that's cold.
There seems to be a few Black women out there in the ethers, out there across America, Jasmine Crockett, this young lady that I showed you, who say that we're the most educated, yet they can't find another word outside of sugar honey iced tea and the F-bomb, that can't seem to understand that the guy you say you hate is the guy that wants to eliminate the federal income tax for those who make less than $200,000 a year. Yet you're mad at MAGA, I might add. That for the people who say that they are the most educated are the ones who keep doing it to themselves. Maybe stop digging. Okay, first rule of holes, when you are in one, stop digging, put down the shovel. Now, she's absolutely right. That credit score nonsense, it's made up. This system that we're in, it's made up. But we knew that already, yet there are still American citizens who manage to pay off their student loans. You think people who pay off their student loans don't know that the monetary system that we're in is doing us harm? You think they don't know that? You think that the people who pay off their student loans don't realize that the Federal Reserve is a private entity and not government? Do you think that the people who've paid off their student loans don't know that this country is suspiciously close to becoming the Roman Empire? Do you think we don't know that? Of course we know that. And yo, young lady, you say you're a college-educated person. You did it to yourself. First of all, if you're smart, if you're educated, why don't you know that this is something that you got to pay back? Explain that to me. I don't, you guys, it's outrageous. It's outrageous. She's absolutely right to be frustrated, to be upset that you have to pay something back that you don't even use. You got to pay for something that you're not even using. That's a reason to be upset. You have every right to be upset with that. That they're going to garnish your monthly pay up to $2,000, at least in her case. And we don't even know what her income is because she did not say it. You have every right to be upset about that. But before you try to take your frustration out on MAGA, on President Trump, maybe you should look in the mirror. Some self-reflection seems like this would be a good idea. And so Black women out here who are saying that they're the most educated, what's your net worth? I know what mine is. And I can tell you, it ain't in the negatives. Because not only did you take out the student loan, I bet you that young lady got credit cards. I bet you she got a car she can't afford to pay. You're probably going into default, most likely come May 5th, and you don't know what your numbers are. You're absolutely right, young lady. The credit score means nothing to me, anyhow. I don't think debt is a good thing. I think it's a bad thing. And frankly, you guys, if you head over to my website, rtfinancialbriefings.com, I do have several op-eds that do talk about debt specifically, but the one that I just wrote recently is called The Killer of the American Dream. Easy credit. It is the most accessible product to an American citizen 18 and over. Okay. Don't tell me that you don't get access to debt when you can buy the iPhone that you couldn't afford, when you can get a new credit card, you can use a firm to order DoorDash. There's a lot wrong with that. So not only are you destroying your financial health, you're going to fatten up your body as well by eating McDonald's and Sonic burgers. Delicious Sonic burgers. I'm just saying, this is not a good look. Like, it's not a good look. And you're wondering why you're drowning in debt. You have no idea. Again, I don't think debt is a good thing. I think it's not good. There's justifiable and there's bad. Justifiable is the mortgage and in case of emergencies. Beyond that, it's just bad. It is just bad. And I didn't need a college degree to come to that conclusion. Debt, you're seeing its face. It's ugly. It's hideous. It is the Goliath to your David. Something has to be done about this. That young lady is right to be frustrated. For a college-educated woman, for a college-educated Black woman, so smart. You can't stand the movement that wants to protect your money from overreaching government. You can't stand the man who wants to eliminate the federal income tax, which would be quite beneficial to her at this moment. And you're mad that we're telling you you have to pay back what you borrowed, which is the concept of this whole thing. And if Black women don't start to realize that they have to work themselves out of this, well, in a capitalist society where money is power, if you have no money, you have no power. He who has all the gold makes all the rules. And from the numbers, you guys, it's certainly not the Black woman. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think about all of this. Head over to the website, rtfinancialbriefings.com. Take a look at that op-ed so we can have a bigger discussion. How do you feel about what Jasmine Crockett had to say now that we have more context with the student loan garnishment, wage garnishment, right? Let me know what you think about that. Get in the comments. I love you guys. I will talk to you later. God bless and Kepla.